Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? It has been a little bit since I am streamed, but I am back for Baltimore. Got back yesterday afternoon, and I am excited to hop back into streaming and continue the grind for Road to National season. It's kind of funny; feels like the grind never stops. You finish one event, you finish preparing for one event or for one season, and then you turn around and it's time to start grinding again, like right after it happened. So I wanted to talk about Baltimore a little bit, really before I excuse me, before I jump into the games here. I'm going to be playing Oldhim tonight, but Baltimore was a ton of fun. Got in Thursday. We left pretty early Thursday morning, got in Thursday afternoon, hung out all weekend, and then came back yesterday. Yeah, and I have to say, like, the event was a ton of fun. Like, I just got to see a lot of friends there. People I've met throughout the community that I've become friends with, and I got to make a couple new friends along the way. Met some cool new people. It was just a lot of fun. My buddy Taylor got second in the calling. He's the captain of Team On Hit. His name's Taylor Crawford. Playing Lexi. He had an awesome run in the calling, and I honestly thought he was going to take down the whole thing. So great run to him. Very happy for him. Alexander and Nathaniel on the team actually made day 2 of the calling and did pretty well. They had a pretty good showing. I think Alexander finished 29th in the calling, so he had a pretty good run. I think he finished 10-3 or something like that. It was just a good weekend and a lot of fun. I missed day 2 of the calling by 1 round, which was a little disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is. Just got to grind to get better for the next one. That's really all I can say about it, So I had a lot of fun, and I took some pictures and some stuff like that. Thinking about making a video talking about my recap of the weekend. But I don't know. I might put something up later. I do think that there is a video coming later in the week about, and we're going to do a deck tech on Taylor Crawford's second place Lexi deck in the Baltimore calling. I'm excited to get him on the stream and really have him break down his deck and just kind of talk about it, more in depth, and get some matchup advice, and I just think that'll be a really good Lexi deck tech primer for going into Road to National season, because Road to National season is in 3 weeks. It starts on the 20th. It's 3 weeks from now. So excuse me, I ate right before I started streaming, so if you hear me burping a lot, I apologize. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed the weekend and had a lot of fun, and I just I got to play in the Battle Hardened. I didn't do too well in the Battle Hardened. I went 4-4. Bravo feels like a very medium hero in Blitz, but it was a lot of fun to play anyway. To Michael Fang winning the Pro Tour, that was, awesome. It was not long after right before I started playing, he had lost in the finals of Nationals to Tark Patel of U.S. Nationals in 2021. And so it's kind of nice to see him, continuing to play. He won a Battle Hardened with Oldhim about a month or 2 ago, and then he turns around and wins the Pro Tour. It's crazy, and it's awesome to see. And he beat 2 Dromais on the way, which I heard a lot of people say it's not a good matchup for Oldhim, beforehand. So it was awesome to see him win. Honestly, it was just really cool. I got to watch that whole thing play out and got to see how that whole weekend finished. And I don't know, man, it was just a blast. It was a great weekend. Those weekends are few and far between. And I know there's only 2 or 3 big events throughout the course of the year, but I love to go and I love to get to see everybody. So before I ramble any longer, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm going to be playing Oldhim. I'm going to be playing my list that I played in the calling. So one of the things that came out of this weekend, I don't have all my matchups set up in here yet, but one of the things that came out of the weekend was people were playing Vambrace last weekend. People were playing Vambrace in Richmond a few weeks ago, but one of the things that came out of that came from this weekend was Vambrace and Anothos. People were playing Vambrace Sledge. I tried playing Vambrace Sledge for a while, but I ended up swapping my deck on Saturday or on Friday before the calling to play Anothos. All right, so let's see, playing Riptide, which means he's probably playing Traps, which means I don't think I want a Nothos. The question is, I don't think I want Rampart. Question is, do I want Stalagmite? And if I do, or do I just want a Nothos here? I think I'll just take Titan's Fist and Stalagmite here. Crown of Seeds, Tunic, Crater Fist, and then I think we'll cut Remembrance, and we'll probably cut our 2 red staunches here. Probably go with the Azalea game plan and just keep everything else in. All right, so we're playing 65 cards here. Let's see. Welcome back. I wake up of a morning 7-0. Well, I'm glad you wake up 7-0 because I definitely do not. Let's see. I could hammer for 5 here to push some damage or get equipment from them this early in the game, which would be kind of cool. I think we'll just Arsenal pass here. I don't really see a reason to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and Arsenal the Terra Sunder. So now there's 60 cards left in the deck. I'm counting to try and help with my pitch deck here a little bit. Ricky Bobby, that's right. I wake up in the morning and piss excellence. That's right. If you're not first, you're last. So let's just go ahead and start with Crown of Seeds. We'll pitch the Glacial Footsteps here to go with our Terra Sunder. There's now 59 cards left in our deck. And this is just for 3. So we'll throw the Chokeslam here. We'll leave our Crown floating. 59 cards left in our deck. I'm trying to get to this point to where I remember when I've pitch stacked. We'll just go ahead and block 6 here. We'll take up Tunic and just Arsenal pass here. So now there's 55 cards left in our deck. And we're looking at Terra Sunder, Glacial Footsteps so far. Nice ring light, you weeb. Hope you had fun in Maryland. Sad to see you didn't visit that CVS. I did laugh about that all weekend. Diablo's a pretty funny guy. Have fun with your cards. Thanks, I appreciate it. And I did. I had a lot of fun in Maryland. It was a good time. So let's just go ahead and start with a Crown of Seeds here before blocks. Arrows have defense reactions can't be played from hand this chain link. So they can only be played from Arsenal. That's interesting to think about. Okay, so he activates Vambrace and we take 1 here. That's fine. Okay. And we're getting a Codex out of him pretty early here. So we will put Command and Conquer back. So we crowned, which means we went from 59 to 55 to 54. I'll discard the Command and Conquer. We'll just trade off here. We'll sink below and put the Endless Winter on the bottom. So Endless Winter, Macho Grande pitch stacks pretty well. We drew an extra card. I guess we didn't really draw an extra card. Well, yeah, we did. So we went from 59 to 55 to 54 off of the original crown, then down to 53 right there. So now we have 49 cards left in our deck. So let's go ahead and start with Tunic Crown here. I think we're just gonna have to be inefficient here and give 3 cards here, which is kind of depressing. Like, they can just activate Vambrace. So we'll block 4 here with the crown floating. Yeah, so we went to 53, and then there's 49 cards left in our deck. I think this is a good use of our equipment here. The Stalagmite didn't really do anything as far as Frostbites go, but we did stop that. So I guess we were at 49, and then we crowned, which is 48. So now we're at 44 cards. 44 cards left in our deck, which means we're ever closer to pitch stack. Actually, I didn't count the fact that we started with 65, so I'm at 49 cards now. So now we're at 48. 48 cards. We're gonna block with Pummel and Rouse here, leave our crown floating. Might cause us to have a little bit of an inefficient hand here. I haven't even used the Crown of Seeds block that much here. Let's just block 6. So I went to 48 off the crown. So now we're going to take up Tunic and pass. And we're going to... So we went from 48 off the crown. Now we're at 44 cards in our deck. Well, this hand is not going to be good against Dreadbore. Especially considering it's for 11. And I can't play defense reactions. Yeah, that's tough. So, are we just going to go block 6? I think I'm just going to have to go block 6, swing 3. Take 6 here. Yeah, that is quite unfortunate. So instead of swinging 3, let's pay for one of these Pox tokens. We'll take the 2 here. So we went to 44, now we're at 40. Because I did not crown. Yeah, so now there's 40 cards until we hit our pitch stack. New Talishar is horrible? Why do you dislike New Talishar? I honestly don't think it's that bad, dude. Like, takes a little getting used to, but it's not horrible. So we went to 40 cards there. What do they choose? So they pick Go Again on their E-Strike. Which means I'm just going to play Staunch from Arsenal here. So we're not crowning, so we're going to stay at 40 cards in our deck. We have one up for the Respite if we need it. The Respite. I don't know how to turn off triggers like Achilles yet. The other one had that cooldown button. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I've really played a game where that's come up yet. I haven't really played anything with an active thing yet. So we'll go back to 32 here, and we'll stop this. We'll stop the endless arrow from hitting. Okay, so they pick go again here, which is kind of interesting for them. Did this bro put Riptide in comp CC? He did. He did. I assumed he knew something I didn't. I'm curious to see what he gets here. He gets an endless arrow. Okay. I just read the message that Carly sent that says piss excellence, and I snorted my water. That's awesome, dude. Let's put Red Glacial in our arsenal, and then we'll go ahead and discard the Endless Winter here. So I don't know if my dude realizes it here, but I can go Tunic Crown. So he has nothing floating to Vambrace with. So now I have 39 cards to pitch stack. Carly said I'm here all week. All right, so now we're 39 cards away from pitch stack here. 39 goes to 35 when we draw our hand. Our opponent plays a Nimblism. Trying to learn to keep track of where you're at in your deck and what's going on is like, so while keeping up with the status of the game and playing optimally is really it's something that's hard. So my man has a Nimblism and a Premeditate. So this is coming in for 9, and if it hits, he makes a Ponder. We'll pitch Cranial Crush. We'll block 9 here. And he's going to come in for 7. It's a pretty good play by my opponent here. Ice React this. Yeah, so I probably should have Ice Reacted here. I blocked 9 and then I Ice React and then shut his turn down that way. That's also not a bad play. I saved myself 6 damage here. I don't get an arsenal, but saving 6 damage is totally worth because I saved 6 damage and his Ponder. Yeah, that would have been a good play. Okay, so we were at 35. We crowned 34. We drew our hand as 30. See, this is great because I'm just going to respite this and it's not going to matter. It's not going to get go again. Don't care how many cards you've drawn, just how many cards that you have pitched and crowned away. Why? What's the difference? It doesn't matter. I can keep track of it the same way. It's just easier for me to count this way. Unless there's just like actually a reason not to do that. All right, so we stop our opponent's turn here. We put them to 31, and we Arsenal Channel Lake here. So we were at 30, now we're at 30, we're at 26. Increases much slower? What increases much slower? No, then all you have to do is subtract from your deck size, and it's a smaller number to keep track of. I mean, it is a smaller number to keep track of, but like you're still having to like keep like it's easier for me to do it this way, so it seems silly for me to do it a different way if I can understand it this way. So we were down to 26. Crown puts us to 25. Increases much slower than these nuts. Oh my god, Andrew. Oh man, you're ridiculous. So let's block 6, and then if he goes for Vambrace here to let this hit, we have Earth React. Okay. So it's just for 6. So we go block 6 and pass. I'm not misunderstanding anything about the way you said it. So we went from 30 to 25 because we crowned to 29. I believe this is 25. I'm not misunderstanding anything. It's just easier for me to count it a different way than the way you do it. I'm gonna pitch deck a Thunderquake. Huh. This seems like a good place for a Frostbite. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. If they activate Vambrace, they don't do anything, so it doesn't matter here. Yeah, so we went down to 25, and then we crowned on our turn to 24. You draw cards out of order way more often, so the number you are counting fluctuates much more often, making you have to count at a much more constant rate. All of that adds up to you dividing your attention more. For instance, any turn you just block, you don't even add anything to the count, etc. He's here to give us content. We're here to watch. We appreciate the knowledge and wisdom, but we're not... Dude, okay. Andrew, I appreciate you jumping to my defense, but Alexander's a good friend of mine. He's just trying to help me out. He's really not trying to like backseat or anything like that. But I do appreciate you defending me, buddy. I mean, like, I and they just concede. I guess they got tired of playing against Oldhim. I don't know. Like, that does happen sometimes. So, real quick, while we're talking about this, let me break down how I think about this and why it's easier for me to constantly be counting. It's easier for me to constantly be counting because it's very easy for me to go 3 turns where I don't crown and all I'm doing is constantly blocking and going, have I crowned 2 or 3 times? Have I put 7 or 8 cards in the bottom of my deck? Oh, I know Alex is a good dude. The words in chat are really small. Yeah, no, that's just, yeah, no, dude, you're all good. That's just, yeah, Alexander's just trying to, me and him differ on a lot of things when it comes to stuff sometimes. But it's easier for me to constantly be counting than it is to count the way that you do it, Alexander, because the way my brain works, I'm just able to go 60, 56, I crown 55, and I'm able to get to the bottom of it. And when I don't draw a card, I just go, okay, I had 55 cards and now I have 52 cards in my deck. Like, it's just an easier way for my brain to understand that. I had this epiphany this weekend while we were playing. I've always tried to do it off of how many times I've crowned and how many times I've put things in the bottom of my deck, but my brain just doesn't function that way, optimally anyway. Remember that time where we were talking about card disadvantage that went on forever? Yes, that did go on forever. We often make jokes about that. That is a prime example of Alexander and I disagreeing on stuff. Zach's brain does math weird. Yes, my brain does do math weird. But I always get to the same answer as most people. I just do it a different way. So, well, our opponent got tired of playing. I'm pretty sure we were going to fatigue them anyway. We had 20 cards to get left back to our pitch stack from there. And we had 20 cards to get back to our pitch stack. And we had set up, I think I'd set up back-to-back rouse turns, or I had set up a rouse turn into a endless winter turn. I can't remember which one of those. I was just trying to help out because you made that comment about it being tough to count all the time. With this way, you would keep an ongoing count that would update less, but if it's harder, then just do it the way that's easiest for you. Yeah. So, like, you're right. There is some difficulty about, like, doing an ongoing count because, okay, I was going to high good luck my opponent, but yeah, I mean, like, you do, like, the problem, like, one of the problems with me having this ongoing count is that I have to constantly remember it. But I like that because I'm constantly telling myself what it is. Because I'm saying it so often, it's hard for me to forget it. And that's kind of where my brain works. So we're going to go Titan's Fist. And I don't know if this is Stalagmite. I think this is a Stalagmite here. Because Viserai likes to block 3 and then go... Mavrian Sky's 2-cost attack into Rosetta Thorn. And Stalagmite allows us to stop that. We're going to go Null Rune Boots. And we're going to keep Crater Fist here. I don't think we need AB2 for anything. I mean, Rosetta Thorn, I guess we need AB2. But if we're leaking 1 point every turn from Rosetta Thorn, then I think we're okay. Maybe we do need AB2 here. We can block pretty efficiently, so let's cut AB2. I'm going to cut their Remembrance. Hey, Andrew, thanks for the like. I appreciate it, brother. Lightning Bolt for 3. My favorite words. Best combo deck in Magic. Mountains and Lightning Bolts. I am going to leave in the Red Staunches, though. They have some pretty big stuff that a Red Staunch could... Well, not consistently. No, not consistently. Let's take out Red Staunches here. Let's try it like this. I think this is our best way to do it. I think we're just going to pass here. I'm just going to Arsenal the Sink Below because it does play well with... like, I can crown this to the bottom and be set up for a second cycle. Or I can play it this turn if I need to. I also have Peace of Mind as an option here. So this is just a really clean turn. We're going to pitch Macho Grande, put Sink on the bottom. I guess I could have just card from hand and sunk. That would have been better. There's another way you can count that is just as hard/easy, but it's much more different. But I can only explain it in person or over a call. This would be crazy easy on Talishar. Okay, well, I mean, let's talk about it sometime. I'm all about hearing how I can differ my pitch stack. I guess I don't have to play the Peace of Mind here. I can just block with 2 cards, like Crown Soak, and then I can hammer here. Or I could just... I can't really do anything with it otherwise, so I guess I should just throw another card. Definitely would have been better not to crown here. So we started with 65 cards in our deck. We drew to 61, and then we crowned for 60. So we have 60 cards left. This is better because you can throw 8 and Arsenal off Ponder. Well, I definitely missed that line somewhere along the way. I could throw 8. You're talking about the Glacial here. I could have thrown the Glacial. And then... Not seeing that line. No, we throw Endless Winter here. You can crown, play peace, take 2, and throw 8 in arsenal. Yeah. So if I'm taking damage, that makes sense. I guess I couldn't see a way to do it without taking damage. So this is going to be a turn where my opponent inevitably pushes damage here. So we have... I can just block 2 rune chants and sink below here. Because my dude has no way to throw Rosetta Thorn at me. Let's just go to reactions and sync here. So we take nothing. I'm actually going to Tunic Crown on my turn. Well, I could Tunic Crown and try to throw 8 here. Or I can just throw 4 and just try to set up and make sure I keep my Tunic Crown here. Yeah, let's do that. I think that's better. 4 at a time will win the game. I've always laughingly said that I don't really feel like Hammer is offense, but I mean, if it's there, it's there. I think I just want to play Peace of Mind and pitch some cards here and use it to ponder, and I can just try to block out as effectively as possible. So let's go Cranial Crush. We'll block this one also. I'm going to pitch the Staunch Response here because I don't really see a time when... Reactions, I'm going to play Peace of Mind. I get to keep a Ponder this way. I take nothing off of the Rune Flash. This does not have Go Again or any relevant text. So I can take 1 here, go to 39, swing Hammer for 4, and still Arsenal. Feels like their turns have been a little awkward here. I don't know. Like, maybe they have had good hands and they're just not that great of a Viserai player, but definitely feels like they've had some awkward hands here. We're going to pitch the Rouse because we're setting up pitch stack here a little bit. We just pitched a Guardian action and we have another Guardian action right here. So bro really said 2 for 4. I mean, yeah, if you're throwing red Shrill the Skull Forms without making a rune chant, like that's a win for me every day of the week. Plus I'm up 11 points right now. So I really just have to try and keep this staggering lead. I feel like that's really an aggro mentality that I'm adopting right there of keep my lead. But Red Mauvrian. I really thought my guy was just gonna play a Read the Runes and pass. It is an attack action. It gets +2. So they can play around the Stalagmite here. I will prevent one arcane. I will let the crown prevent one of the arcane. So we'll take one here. And then I guess I'll just block with Chokeslam here. Arsenal of the Thunderquake. I mean, I could take 3 to serve 4 here, but okay. Not a bad line. We'll Arsenal the Thunderquake here. We'll pitch the Terrace Under to activate Crown before anything happens. I guess I need to Crown before this. So they get Ninth of the Oathblade and Swarming Gloomveil. We'll prevent both of that and leave our Crown floating here. And then I can block these last 3 Rune Chants here by pitching Rouse. And we'll just block 9 here. My opponent has no action point, nothing to do. We'll go Terrace Under, then Rouse. We'll just pass and draw up. Unfortunately, we have no arsenal here for a crown, but we can just try to hang on to our pummel here and set that up for second cycle. Block the we'll pitch the Debilitate here. Keeping blues in our deck is always better. Am I just blocking with Pummel Terrace Under here? Trying to keep the Spinal in my deck? Like, is that the play? Or am I just blocking with Terrace Under? I think I'm just going to take 1 here. Let 1 come over. We should block with Stalag here? Why? He has 1 floating and he has a card in his hand. Well, I have no idea how you saw that coming, but good call. I tip my hat to you for that. He can't swing sword and play his card. I mean, that's fair. So Stalagmite definitely would have been better there. We're going to have to take some Rune Chants here. Yeah, that definitely would have been a really good Stalagmite right there. And he has a Mordred Tide turn to follow it up. Okay. I'm probably going to hang on to my Winter's Grasp here in hopes that I might be able to Ice React my opponent. Go away, Spinal Crush. Gosh, I hate when it does this. Okay, I was like, it takes forever for this to go away. Stalag bad now because Tunic is up. Yeah, no, I definitely... Viscerai doesn't have 0 cost attacks, so you only get punished if he has an attack in Arsenal and a blue in hand. I mean, he has Gloomveil, and I know that like that's like a one-of example here, but... in hand, you still stop sword with stalagmite? Yeah, no, you're right. So we take 1, go to 27 here. Put Thunderquake, then disable, and then we'll just Arsenal on our turn. We can pitch the Channel Lake Frigid here to Crown. Deathly Duet is interesting. That's what he searched for specifically. So if we pitch Autumn's Touch, we block with Stalagmite. He keeps playing Oath to turn on Viserai and get a blue, which is crazy inefficient. Yeah, it's not that good. So if I pitch Autumn's Touch here, I can block Staunch and Crown of Seeds and Ice React here. Take some Rune Chance and call it a day. I can also just Oasis Respite the we'll let Crown block this one, and then we'll take 3 here. So if I block Stalagmite, Endless Winter, take 1. It was right to keep 1 floating to Respite Rosetta. I mean, I can still do that anyway. It just sucks with a card from hand now. Or I could pitch Channel Lake Frigid, play Staunch, and put Stalagmite here. And then if he pitches his card, Oasis Respite. I like that line quite a bit. And we'll pay 2. He pitches his card to come in with the Thorn here, which it appears he will not. On my turn, I'm just going to Arsenal the Endless Winter here and just pass to my opponent. Yeah, so I take 1 damage off the resource so that I can keep the Respite up. But that doesn't really help my problem with what's on the board. Like, that doesn't really help with the Rune Chance from there. So let's start with Tunic Crown. We'll just block 4, leave the 1 floating, and then we'll have the Respite here. So this Shrill is going to be for 7. You just keep Stalag for later because you assume you can stop 2 instances of 4 damage with it almost always. Then you take 1 to say 5. And then, yeah, I mean, taking 1 to say 5 makes sense there. So this is for 7. So if I respite here, I'm covering 5 and gaining a life. So I'm really only taking 1 here and going to 23. And then I get to Arsenal my Spinal Crush. We'll Arsenal Spinal Crush here. So I will pitch a Macho Grande to block 1 here. And then we have another one. Interesting. And he gets a blue Shrill. So now he has a Shrill and a the 0 for 3. I'm going to crown before damage here. I should have crowned before the rune chance went on the stack, so I could have seen what I was playing into here, but so this is for 9. So I can block 3 rune chants and then block 6 here. And this does not have go again. So I'm going to block 3 rune chants because it keeps a card in my deck. And then I'm going to take 2. I'm going to take 3, I guess. And then I'm going to block 6 and take 3 because this doesn't have go again. They're getting closer and closer. Now, most of that's due to my poor play. Let's pitch a Thunderquake here. Let's take 1, and they get their action point back. There was absolutely no way for me to stop the Thorn. They ended up playing the Read the Runes anyway. We'll Arsenal this and pass. That would have been a pretty good hand. That's our last Mordred Tide, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And they've played 2 Revels. So we've gotten through 2 Mordred Tides, and we need 1. There's 1 more Revel left to get through. When does Carly stream start? I'm just using this as a waiting room for it. Carly just got her desk and got it set up while we were in Baltimore, actually. So I don't know when she's going to start streaming. You should ask her about that. She might be able to tell you that. So he gets a blue again. Okay, refresh, because I'm tired of looking at this. So I wish I had a way. I think I'm going to Tunic Crown here. Just to see what we hit. Actually, am I just going to... No, I'm not going to Tunic Crown. I'm going to throw an Endless Winter Fused, and then I do have 2 floating, so I could have a Pummel in my arsenal. Where is she? Batman. Pitch the Chokeslam for Crown there. I guess just to get an extra card. They're definitely trying to set up for like the OTK turn here. They have 13 rune chance going into this turn. It's crazy good. Rattlebones. And they're coming in with Ninth Blade here. All right, well, let's start with the obvious play here. Tunic is not resolved. There it is. We'll do this and see what we can find. If you hit Ice Card, great. If you don't, whatever. Oh, because if I hit Ice Card, I can just go ahead and play the Channel Lake. So I can block 6 rune chance here. Pitching Staunch. I mean, I guess it's 3 either way, but the scary thing is that this has Go Again, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure my man played a Malverian Skies this turn, so this has Go Again, which is terrifying. I mean, I guess I'm just going to pitch all of my cards here and just keep them in my deck. It's better than nothing else. I take nothing, and then I take 1 off that rune chant. And then I'm going to block 4 here in hopes of staying alive. Take 5, go to 9. 2 Frostbites might do something. Revel. Ugh. Gosh, that turn was insane. Well played, opponent. I think that was more my bad play than it was anything, if you guys want the truth. But either way, I think, like, I've never played that matchup before, so I think there was just a couple times I didn't really understand. Like, that is one thing that I really struggle with, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I have a really hard time with when to use Stalagmite and when not to, because those, like, intuitive moments just don't stand out to me. It's not that obvious to me, so definitely not one of those things that I just naturally pick up. I feel like it's one of those, I'm just going to have to play with Stalagmite a bunch to try and figure it out, is really the only way around it. So 1-1, lost to Viserai. They played their last 2 Read the Runes. Oh, nice. We get a rematch. Let's go. Let's try and run this back. And again, we'll cut the red staunches and we'll cut the remembrance here. Let's try to play better this time around. See if we can get them. On that turn where I called it, it represented 10 damage alone. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, and looking back on it, it was a clear choice that I should have done it, but it just, it's one of those things that it, like, I read your message after I'd already said no blocks and it just never clicked with me. So, like, I definitely not saying you're wrong by any means. I'm just not at the pinnacle of, like, really understanding what that looks like. Let's block with Chokeslam here. Being able to get Channel Lake Frigid into play would be really good. Now I'm kind of trying to live a pipe dream here, but it would be an awesome play if I could. I guess we're just going to throw the Chokeslam here. Arsenal the Macho Grande. Actually, I'm probably arsenaling the Peace of Mind here. I mean, they might stop and consider, does he have a pummel? Like, It's not super likely that I have it, but you never know. It is something that could come up. So keeping the road...
Yeah.
Something just happened for Carly there. I don't know what, but was loud enough that it audibly caught my attention. We'll channel then Macho. We'll arsenal this. So I can pitch Spinal Crush and play and use Crown. And if I draw blue, go Endless Winter Fused here. I honestly don't hate that. But I can still throw the Command and Conquer if I don't find the blue. I was like, I have quite a few options here. And putting this Winter's Grasp in our arsenal. We just put a blue on the bottom, so... Give that guy a Frostbite. You love to see it. Let's go like that. Okay. Okay. This has been interesting so far. So I think we're just gonna throw Choke Slam here, and or let's Crown here. Let's throw Command and Conquer. We do have to... Interesting. They're just no respecting it. Losing a Revel, their hand must be good. When the last person turns their head back to me to kill my bot instead. Oh, is that what you were yelling about? Oh, it's funny. I'm gonna arsenal the Chokeslam here. Well, I do have Command and Conquer Pummel in this hand. So it's probably... I'm probably gonna hang on to Command and Conquer Pummel here and take a little bit of damage. And just... force my opponent to beat me. This, like, and like, I mean, don't get me wrong, with 14 rune chance, it won't be that hard for them. This kind of feels like they're playing OTK. Actually, I need that counter. Send the bill. I guess I'm just gonna block rune chance with the Rouse here. I mean, I could arsenal it and try to keep going, but I just feel like playing aggro Oldhim is not really the way to do it. I'm gonna take a whole bunch of damage here to just like keep my really good hand. Like Command and Conquer Pummel's a great hand. Although it appears that their hand, like, they had like 15 rune chance when the turn started. Thought OTK Viserai wasn't a thing anymore. What happened? Yep, I'll go to 26. Well, they're definitely arsenaling something. So there's that. Go to 22. We'll go Glacial, then Rouse. I like how they're just saying, like, lol, send it on all of my Command and Conquers. Now that would make sense. Runic Reclamation isn't exactly something that's easy to play. Like, I get that. But now they got to discard something. Lead the charge into like a 2-coster here. So Tunic's up, so we know that Stalagmite's not stopping the... Let's block with Buckling Blow. We'll prevent one. We'll prevent the Rune Chant, go to 19, and then we're going to go to 17 here so that I can try to... I can hammer and I can Arsenal here. I'm looking at that as I can block 3 by pitching a blue, or I can send 4 here. And I think I'd rather try to get on the front foot a little bit here if I can. Pitch Terrace Under, Crown, hold up Staunch Response, / Rune Chants. Well, maybe. So they are paying multiple into it. So let's start by crowning here to see what we find. Nothing that interests me. So they get a red Spellblade Assault and a blue. So they're going to go lead the charge into red Spellblade Assault. I'm going to play the Staunch here. We'll pitch the Debilitate. We'll leave our Crown floating this way. You should definitely be on Crater Fist in this matchup. Crown works as pseudo AB2 if you aren't utilizing the second Arcane Barrier often enough. I think that'll make this a lot easier for you. It is very possible that that's what I should be on. I'm honestly not sure. So we take that. We take 1, go to 15. And then we're forced to take 5. I mean, I think I should just be blocking 3 here. Like. And then I'll go to 13 here. Yeah, I mean, I did debate before I started playing what was better. If it was better to have Crown or Crater Fist, or if it was better to have AB2. And I said I should probably play AB2 just because of Rosetta Thorn. But, I mean, I don't hate the idea of playing Crater Fist in this matchup at all. I've never played this matchup from this side of the thing, so... Okay, so this screams Spellblade, or Spellbound Creepers. So if I block with Stalagmite here and they pitch a blue to activate Creepers, they get to do it all here. Let's block 3. I can Ice React him here. Is Ice Reacting him here worth anything? Because if I Ice React him here... Yeah, Ice Reacting them is good. Ice Reacting them is good here. Because they have to let this happen, and then they can't do what they want to do. They can't activate Creepers. And if they're coming in with just 2 off the Rosetta Thorn, then, like, cool. Is this Read the Runes? Alright. I mean, like... I could Sink Below here. I kind of like arsenaling the Sink Below. Sink Below is worth more than 2 points here. Like, a Sink Below is just worth more than 2 points. So I like keeping the Sink Below. This is not a bad hand either. We have Tunic for Respite, which means we can block Spinal Crush, block Sink Below. We have Autumn's Touch, and then we have Respite if we need it, which is not bad. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm playing very well tonight. I've been trying to evaluate why I'm not playing well on certain nights or why I'm playing better on certain nights than I do other times, and I'm trying to evaluate more of why that is. I don't know if it's my lack of experience with this matchup or really what it is. I just don't feel like I'm playing that well. I was like, I'm going to try and utilize Stalagmite this turn. Problem with me picking up Oldhim in the last, 2 to 3 weeks is that everybody else has been playing their heroes for a while, and they played against Oldhim probably 1,000 times. If he doesn't deal a ton of damage here, blocking with Respite and Sink Below and playing Spinal might not be bad. I mean, that's also a very real possibility. Just depends on how much damage I have to take here. Like, Rattlebones is probably going... They're going after Shrill here. So, Shrill with no-go again. They have no creepers, so I can just Respite. I can take 3, Respite to 9, and then Sink Below this, and then I can throw Spinal Crush here. That doesn't seem that bad. That actually seems pretty sweet. So we're going to go Sink Below. I don't want to put a card on the bottom of my deck. And then we're going to pick this to stay at 9. And then we're going to throw Spinal Crush here. That's not a bad line here. No go again. Definitely send the Spinal. Yeah, absolutely. Like, they're at 9, which means they're going to give me at least Crown and... They're going to give me Crown, Tunic, and a card from hand. Okay, that's cool. Mordretide. This feels like a good Stalagmite target. I think I want to pitch the Spinal Crush here, or pitch the Staunch Response. And then I'm going to block Pummel Stalagmite and see what happens. And they pass. Stalagmite probably just saves some form of damage here if I had to guess. We Arsenal this and pass. Maybe we can try to use Winter's Grasp as an Ice React here to help us out. So they have red Mauvrian Skies into this. So we can go block, block. This is for 5. So if we go pitch Terrace Under, block 2 Rune Chants, and then we go Crown of Seeds before blocks, we go Crown of Seeds, block Stalagmite, Endless Winter, and then we get to keep, and then we can also play Winter's Grasp here to stop their turn, and then throw Hammer, I guess. All right, I kind of like this play. And then we ice react to shut their turn down here completely. Stalag and ice react. Okay, well, if you were thinking that, then I'm definitely on the right page here. Okay. Now they gotta give us at least a card now. Now we're in a spot. Now we're in a spot to win the game. Because even if they block with Grasp, they're still taking 3. So they have to give us a card here. I would have kept Endless Winter and thrown it off Tunic. Ah, yeah, Tunic was coming up. That would have been a lot better. That would have been insanely better, actually. Yeah, that would have been... That was definitely a better line there. I get to take 2 cards out of their hand. Yeah, that was a good line. That's a weird hand. So I guess we get the Tunic Crown here and hope we find a blue. Oh, you win? Game over? Guess I'm not really seeing how the game's over from here, but... We have 4 reds in our hand and a blue. I'm debating giving them Tunic here. Him only playing 6 damage loses him the game. Did he not play a thing to get this go again? Oh, is this it? This is the only thing he's doing this turn? Which means I block Spinal and throw 8. Arsenal the Glacial Footsteps. I didn't realize he didn't have go again. I'm just so used to these things having go again. Arsenal Pummel over Glacial. Makes sense. It's a high impact card that you want to have in your arsenal. I was thinking Glacial because it allows us to dominate, but I guess we have to keep 3 cards to do that, and that's not very likely that we get to keep 3 cards. Oh, all 2 blocks? You love to see that. Yeah, give me the hand. Give me the hand. Let's go. All right, well, with some help from Alexander, we ended up being able to close that one out. Shoo! The game was looking rough for a minute there, too. Some timely ice reacts and some timely stalagmites there really helped put us ahead. I am going to take like a 2-minute break and use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. We'll play some more games here in just a minute. quick bathroom break and we're back. Yo, what's going on, Petacera? How are you? All right, 2-1. We beat a Riptide who kind of like gave up halfway through the game when we were going to fatigue them. And then we lost to Viscerai and beat a Viscerai. Hi, and good luck. My opponent is going to go first. We're playing against Lexi. Here is my sideboard playing against Lexi. And I take out 2 red staunches and a remembrance. Let's see what we can do here. I'm fine. I played my first Armory this weekend. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, and you went 4-0. Wow, that's awesome. That's really good. I'm just going to pass here. And if they go to load something, we're going to blow them out with Command and Conquer. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to throw the Command and Conquer here. Like, they have 2/3 blocks. Cool. Only have problem against a Fi. The rest went strong. I get that. Fi can be tough. He's running blue Searing. You might roll him over. I mean, that's fair. That could very well happen here. Dash is strong. Haha. Yeah, dude. Dash is great. Like, honestly, I love Dash. Dash is like one of my favorite heroes in the whole game. I recently got an altarist who actually made top 8 at the Pro Tour. I commissioned her to alter my dash. I got Matt Rogers to sign my dash at Pro Tour New Jersey last year, and I just recently like set it all up with her so that she could alter it and make it look kind of cool. And I'm pretty excited. I'm about to ship it off to her pretty soon, and then when it comes back, I'll be pretty excited about it. Never really had a card altered or anything like that. That's not really... not really my thing. I've never really done anything like that. I don't know what's in my opponent's hand here, but if they give me a chance to heave a Pulverize here, I will. He is her artist. No. So Mara isn't the actual artist of Dash or anything. She's just like an altarist in general. And she's pretty cool. She made top 8 at the Pro Tour. Do you mind to explain a little of the matchup? Like the matchup that we're currently playing? Is that what you mean? Ew. Having 2 reactions in hand and then neither of them being red is weird. Or neither of them being blue, I mean. So we can block. And block Rampart for 5 here. I don't know. This all feels weird. Feels like having the Peace of Mind and the Staunch Response is just very odd to me. Yeah, I don't know. That felt pretty weird. Yeah, I don't know much about Lexi. Yeah, absolutely. So Lexi's a ranger. She throws a lot of arrows. Voltaire allows her to throw 2 arrows in 1 turn. Oh, excuse me. Hey. Well, that's pretty good. What am I discarding here is the question. This is really bad. We are in a really bad spot all of a sudden. I mean, a really bad spot. We're going to keep the Staunch so that we can throw so that we can throw the hammer here. Yeah, all right, that's weird. We're gonna have to take the 3 there though, and this is coming in for 5. Yeah, so a lot of times Oldhim ends up trying to fatigue Lexi. He just has so many cool defensive tools that work really well for him. And so that's just generally what he ends up trying to do here. So let's go 2, 4, 5. I am not going to pay into the Rampart, but I am going to pay into the Ironhide legs. I guess I could just pay into them both here. Yeah, and I will pay for the Ironhide legs. So unfortunately, he gets equipment here, but it did work out. You got punished for not playing Peace of Mind. Yeah, I was like, that felt very, very awkward. So let's pitch this to Crown. We'll put this on the bottom, and then no matter what we draw, we can still come in with the hammer here. Now, sadly, the hammer is still only for 3, but we did set ourselves up in a way here to not be affected by the inertia token, which is kind of convenient. We did not show our opponent the Oldhim. Oh, I guess it doesn't reveal anything, does it? Let's go Staunch, then Respite. Codex of Frailty. All right. I guess we get blown out by an Endless Arrow here. And then I'm going to pitch a blue here. We're going to pitch the Terrace Under. We want to see Terrace Under second cycle. That'll be a good way for us to get cards out of Lexi's hand second cycle. And pitching a blue now allows us to crown whenever our opponent plays the Codex of Frailty here. Yeah, but this matchup is, like, Petacera, this matchup is very difficult to play from both sides of the fence, in my opinion. Lexi can get fatigued, but with the Codex of Inertia and Codex of Frailty tokens, you have a very good way to not get fatigued. Now, my opponent is playing a lot of codexes early on, and they've already gotten rid of their probably one of Death Touch, so it is possible for me to fatigue my opponent, but at the same time, it's also tough to do sometimes. Just like if they're a good player, they'll pitch stack Rain Razors, and they'll pitch stack Rain Razors 3 of a kind together, and then I'll have a really hard time trying to get back into the game late. He's just playing his codexes like he hasn't pitched any of them. No, I've seen that. Like, I don't think this guy probably picked up the Lexi list from like one of the Lexi lists from the PT and is just now learning to play it. Like, just based off the way he's going through the motions. That's definitely what it feels like right now. These codex seems a little broken. The codexes are very good. Honestly, like, all the codexes are very strong. What did he get? Death Touch? So we crown here, give a card from hand, and give Rampart Crater's Fist, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get to keep a card to hammer with for 3, or we could just block 6. It's probably better to save the equipment here and just block 6. This is for 9, so it looks like we're giving everything here. 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we're getting to use all of our equipment pretty effectively here, considering the frailty and the inertia tokens. So, but yeah, I mean, the codexes are very good. Like, they're very good cards. I don't think that they're going to get banned anytime soon. If you want the truth, just my honest take from playing in the calling this weekend and like being around them all weekend, I don't think they'll get banned. But they are very strong cards. I just think they're very good cards, and I think you have to learn how to play around them a little bit, but I think that once you do, you're going to be in a very good spot. What are these hands? The problem with Lexi is that you can't really ice react it. Hey, the honest Abe is now following. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. James White said that they were very intentional with the codex design. Oh, that's cool that they said that. He said that. Ugh. 3 of a kind, and he's going to end it with a yellow infecting shot, which means that we need to have a crown of seeds floating, which we can't have because we have no arsenal, or we need to have rampart left at the end of the turn. And blocking 4 on the infecting shot is important because we're blocking 4 to really block 6 because of the pox token that they give you when this hits. So it is important to make sure that we keep that around. Quiver of Abyssal Depths is definitely their chance at anti-fatigue. So this is for 7. So let's block 6. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you Tunic Rampart this because the Rampart and Loss of Life. I mean, yeah, I forgot about the Pox token that they played the Lace with Blood Rot. I've been so used to playing against your list and I'm not used to playing against Lace with Blood Rot that I wasn't thinking about that. I really need an arsenal here. I have to take 1 here, I think, and give them the Endless Arrow back. Or maybe I'm just like, so the problem with me doing that is that they go bullseye, you have to block this. Okay, so as soon as we get the opportunity, we're going to use Tunic here to pay for the Rampart. So, like, I think Alexander is saying that I have to block this because of Bullseye's Bracers and Snapdragon Scalers. If I give them the Endless Arrow back, he activates Bracers, puts Endless Arrow in, goes for 5, uses Snapdragons, and then throws his Infecting Shot, and then I'm in a world of pain here. Okay, this is an instant. I was like, what? Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to crown away there. I assume you mean like Tunic Rampart there. But yeah, no, absolutely. Nah, you just have to block Endless every time it goes across the table, basically. Oh. Alright, well, we're going to end up taking 1 here. It's a losing line to let Endless hit. So you force him to shuffle with Quiver, for example, right? Yeah. So we're gonna... he obviously didn't use it this turn. Okay, so my opponent has decided that this is his turn to push through some damage. Yeah, he plays Quiver of Abyssal Depths here because this shuffles in 3 arrows with different names. And my opponent... Oh my gosh, they have another Infecting Shot. I mean, block 1 because we can. My opponent is basically conceding the fact that they have to have Quiver of Abyssal Depths to try and not get fatigued. So we're going to take 3 and go to 31 here, and then we're going to take 6 off Pox tokens and go to 25. That was an insanely good turn for my opponent. I would love to pay 3 to avoid taking 2 here, but I just can't. This hand doesn't exactly scream blocking efficiency either. Like, the Autumn's Touch is cool, but the Autumn's Touch is one of my only 2/3 blocks, so I'm pretty much forced to just throw this here and block it out, like, which is tough. So let's go Rampart Searing Shot, or we'll throw the Rampart here, and we'll pitch the Rouse. I'd rather have the Rouse in my deck late game than I would the Pummel. Now we can block 2 and Oldhim here. We could just block 5, but I get to keep the Earth React in my deck this way if I do this. Now, my opponent does get a 3-arrow hand, and I still haven't set up an arsenal. Like, my opponent is, like, really giving me the business right now. I'm already at 25. And my opponent has a Rain Razor's turn now. There hasn't really been a chance where I felt like I can just say, yeah, I'm going to take some damage and really try to keep an arsenal here to like try and like crack back some. Those tokens hurt. Yeah, dude, the tokens were bad. Tokens are tough. I seriously think I'm forced to block 6 here and then just play the sink. I think that has to be the play. I'm also confused on why my opponent is playing blue Searing Shot. That's not something I've seen yet. I mean, if my opponent plays the Rain Razors here, it's an absolute blowout. Good in the mirror, bad everywhere else. I mean, that's fair, I suppose. See, I hate this. Now I gotta refresh because I can't see my screen. And then we're gonna go sink below here. And I'm not gonna sink anything. I'd rather just keep my Cranial Crush here. My opponent should just Arsenal here and pass, like, so that they can set up a 5-card hand next turn. I mean, I guess unless they have Codex. Jeez. My opponent is drawing very hot right now. So they're going to get my Rampart here too. Like, this has been a very unfortunate game, honestly, so far. Like, I don't know if it's like my poor play or what's going on. Like, Rampart's dead the rest of the game. How many Codexes is that? That's 2 Codex of Inertia and 2 Codex of Frailty we've seen so far. So there should only be 1 Codex of Frailty left in their deck. Like, not many people have the 3rd Codex of Inertia that I've seen. They banish a red Drill Shot. Are they playing another Art of War? 2 Art of Wars in 1 turn. They buffed on both of the Art of Wars and banished. Which means after pitching their Drill Shot and banishing another card, they'll have 4 arrows in hand. And they'll basically have 4 arrows and a Rain Razors and a Rain Razor turn. So this is going to be for 10. So he names +1 attack. So this is going to be for 11. Five, 6, 7, 10, 11. No, I got a tunic first. So I know he's not playing anything else because he named +1 and go again on both of his attacks here. So we have 1 currently, so we need to come up with 10. 3, 6, 8, 10, keep the Autumn's Touch. Or I guess we could go Channel Lake, Autumn's Touch, Rouse, Pummel, keep the Macho Grande. Actually, let's go 3, 6. Let's block like this, and if my opponent goes to play a Rain Razors here, I can Autumn's Touch and prevent more damage, which I like the idea of being able to do that. Now, my opponent probably won't play it if they do have it because they saw that I had the Autumn's Touch in my hand, but... Alright, well, we were finally able to get back to a spot where we could Arsenal consistently here, which is a good place to be at. So they did have the Rain Razors, and they just didn't play it because they knew that I had it. Which is smart on their part. It would have been wasted. And I gave away free information by blocking before I really had made up my mind here. Okay. Activate Voltaire. Did you just say all of them when somebody asked you which ones you like to play? Alexander does bounce around quite a bit, in all honesty. But he plays... I played Lexi at the PT and the Calling. Yeah, I was like, he's been on Lexi lately. So we have no buff effects. This is just 2 go again. So when he goes to play the Rain Razors here, I'm just going to Crown. And if he does have Codex here, we do get a little punished, but that's okay. We're still figuring it out here. Oh, you played in the events? Cool. So I didn't actually play in the PT, but I did play in the Calling. Yeah, I had a good time this weekend. We went to me and Alexander went to Baltimore together, and we had a lot of fun. And Carly said, yeah, he's a nerd. I am a nerd, Carly. That's why I can still Zach. Oh, God. But I suppose we all are. You for sure are. That's how I bagged Zach. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, Lord. So let's block 3. Actually, let's just block 6 and keep the respite in our arsenal here. Well, thankfully, this is the last one. Jeez. Yep, get punished immediately. I mean, playing the respite there to like gain a life would have been good. Like, definitely, there's no doubt in my mind about that. Oh man, and I mean, and it's Endless Arrow. Jeez. We get punished no matter what we do there. He's still going to Endless Arrow us for 6, but we're at 14. Bagged is crazy, seeing how he leeches off of you. Now I'm a leech, apparently. So it shouldn't matter here, no matter when we play it. And here is why. So it doesn't matter when we play it because of Rampart not being active. If it did matter, we would have used Crown beforehand, kept 2 resources. When he played the Winter's Bite, we'd have paid 1, and then we could have paid 1 for the Rampart through the Frostbite, and it wouldn't have mattered. But it doesn't matter because we don't have Frostbite here. And either way, our opponent's kind of taking our turn, so... Let's see. How many Rain Razors has our opponent played? Just the 1? Is that really it? No, 2? We've seen 2 Rain Razors. We've only seen 1 3 of a kind, though. I don't have the Earth React here, so I think I have to play this safe. So we are going to Crown here. And then we just get to block 6. The turn where we get to take nothing here. Peace of Mind would have been cracked. Yeah, Peace of Mind would have been really good there. I think, do we have to discard it early? Yeah, I was like, wait, I got punished for not playing Peace of Mind very early and I had to discard it. Zach isn't a leech. We each pull our weight. You just don't see my bullshit he has to put up with. Well, for what it's worth, it's never putting up with you, baby. I never feel that way. This hand would be a lot better if we had Crown. Premeditate. He uses Tunic, which means his hand is resource light. Oh god. No, he just wants to keep all of his cards to see 3 of a kind. There's still 1 more of those we have to get through. I definitely don't feel like we're going to win this game based off the way that it's going so far. Like, this game does not feel like it's going in our direction. We're at 13, and our opponent still has, like, just under half their deck left. I mean, we're just going to have to... Like, am I honestly supposed to eat 4 here? Or am I just supposed to... I don't think I can afford to take 4 here. I think I have to take 1 and hope that their last card can be eaten by the Staunch Response. What did he pick? +1. So this is coming in for 5. So it can't. Oh, he's at 39 because I haven't been able to attack, dude. Like, he's at 39 because, like, he has been on the front foot all game. And I have been playing the stay alive game. So I can play the Staunch Response here. I honestly think I have to take 3 and I have to arsenal the Staunch Response. And I have to try and fight the game that way. I think it's my only out. The only heroes I have under 50 to 100 games on are Dorinthia, Rhinar, and Assassin. The funny part is, like, that's quite a bit of heroes to have not really played that many games on, but, like, it's crazy how many more you have played games on. So I'm going to block Winter's Grasp, and when he plays the Rain Razors, I'm going to use Autumn's Touch here. That is the last Rain Razors. And I think there's still one more 3 of a kind. Yeah, there's one more 3 of a kind. We're through all the codexes, and that's the last Rain Razors. I mean, I can block 8, or I can use Tunic Crown to block 10 here. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like the reload's super relevant here, but yeah, I was like, that's a long list. And then I thought of the fact that there have like 23 CC heroes. Yeah. Like, that's like what I thought about after you said it all. I was like, man, that is a pretty long list. But I was like, it's really not when you think about everything. All right, so I'm going to 4, and I'm basically saying that I have to beat out a 3 of a kind the rest of the game. And whatever. I mean, like, I've lost this game. This game's over. There's no way that I can crawl back into this game. It's just not possible at this point, I don't think. Especially with a 3 of a kind on a... He had a 3 of a kind on a 6-card hand, which means there's 3 arrows coming in, and I can block 13 here. Like, I'm super done for. Him getting the drill shot counter on my Rampart off of a Codex turn, like, was very solid for him. It is definitely difficult to play... It's definitely difficult to play against yourself on Talishar. I kind of given up on trying to do that. And then Heat Seeker. So I block 3 and take 2. So I'm at 2. Got 26 cards in a dream over here. If I win this game, it'll be a miracle. I don't actually know if it's possible for me to win this game from here, but we're gonna try. We're getting scary close here. He could have a heart attack on the other end. Yeah, that's probably about my best chance of winning. I don't have that many cards to play offline. Yeah, no, so I actually get that. It's like one of the reasons that I like to play online as much as I do is because, like, if you just don't have that many cards to, like, play offline with, like, you have to play online, especially because it's, like, free to play. So I get that. Plus, it's a lot easier to play online than it is to proxy the decks. I need this to be a blue arrow. Yeah, I need that to be a blue arrow. Because I'm going to block there. And then I'm just going to die. He's going to throw this infecting shot and I'm dead here. Yeah, that was tough. Like, I got punished. I got punished once early for not playing the Peace of Mind when I should, like, again, it was like on turn 1. I don't know that I'm even supposed to say I should play the Peace of Mind. There, I don't know, like, I don't know. That was a weird game. I felt like my codex, like my opponent's codex is really lined up. They lined up very well against what I was trying to do that game. And I feel like they did not, like, I was either playing better at the calling with Crown of Seeds, or my opponent's codexes did not line up as well either of the 2 rounds that I played against Lexi in the calling. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. One USD is around 5. Like, wow, $1 is worth 5 Brazil money. That's crazy. Crown is $2,500 in local money. That is absolutely crazy. Man, Crown of Seas was that much, I'd probably just like jump off a bridge there. Dude played like Matt Folks and you just died, lol. I mean, yeah, dude, honestly, like that, like truer words have never been spoken. I need to import my back from New Zealand and Singapore because the prices are insane here. Oh, gotcha. Don't you ever. Oh, man. You talking about the other guy? Never mind. I was like, dude, don't you ever call me that guy's name. Bro loaded on turn 0 and just had the block for CNC. Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping that I would get lucky with the CNC there on the first turn. Is it? I think it's Stalagmite here, right? I'm pretty sure it's Stalagmite. And I do want my red staunches here. I know that. Red staunches are good in a Briar because of CMH, so we'll cut the Remembrance. We'll try it like this. See what my opponent does here. I've also never played Oldhim into Briar. This is one of those games I need to jam a lot of games on before RTN season, because I'm convinced that a lot of people will be playing Briar at RTN season trying to run her out of the format. Okay, Force of Nature, Bramble Spark, and then I imagine they're going to make a Rune Chant pass, Arsenal pass here, is what I'm imagining, but they didn't even make a Rune Chant, so their hand must have been like, I don't know, their hand must have been not great. They must have not had a blue or something, so we can throw the Disable here. Or I could throw Chokeslam. No, I like throwing Disable because it requires at least an equipment. It requires more than just one card. And I do like that. They could just throw Crown here and just have a 5-card hand, but then they have no way to play around Command and Conquer the rest of the game, which is a lot worse than Disable. Disable is like one of the... It's like the easier Command and Conquer to play against, and honestly, it still even goes on the bottom of your deck. Like, it's not even like it's like this like crazy blowout play or anything. Like, just goes in the bottom of your deck. I want you to know. The song was playing in an episode of One Tree Hill I was watching earlier. My mom went to the bottom of the deck. No comment. I like getting cards out of their hand that early. I'm just going to see what they do. Straight up. They go for snaps here. Be insane. They have to know I have a defense reaction here, though, right? Like... I'm okay just arsenaling the Peace of Mind here. I mean, again, you already have a card in your hand. Like, I'm taking 3 to throw a Spinal Crush here, and they get an extra card. Oh, the Lightning Token. I wasn't thinking about the Lightning Token. That was pretty good. I don't know. They have embodiment here. I don't feel like it's right to just throw this anymore. I wasn't thinking about the lightning token. That was just me being a schmuck. Let's block this out. We'll throw hammer and pass here. Blake's mom, lol. Just peace of mind if they snapped. We're both had. Yeah, no, I definitely should have just... So if I throw the peace of mind there, like, it's just definitely a better play to throw the peace of mind. I get to stop the card draw, and I still get to throw hammer and arsenal my spinal crush there. Was just me playing like a schmuck. It's funny how little things like this I notice when I'm playing Talishar, I miss little things like this that I don't miss when I'm playing in person. Like when I'm playing in paper, I feel like there's a certain like amount of when I'm playing in paper at a competitive level. Like when I'm playing and like goofing off and like in an army or something, I'm having fun more than anything. But when I'm like focusing and trying and like really like in the tank about what I'm trying to accomplish here, there's a certain level of like focus that I like just really goes above and beyond what happens for me when I'm playing Talishar. Toma Harvest, Rutro. Premeditate? What are you doing? I do want to try Premeditate Phi. I'm curious to know if Premeditate 5 would be worth anything. All right, this has go again. This has go again, Zach. Don't be a schmuck. Okay. So, what is this coming in for? Is this just 4? This is just 4 here. Again, I'm just going to play the peace of mind. Like, the 3 reds is a little awkward, but step. So I can block 3, take 1, and then block all of the Rosetta Thorn here. And then Arsenal the Red Staunch. Or the play is block that out, take 2 from the Rosetta Thorn. So I'm actually taking less damage this way. Okay. Stalagmite's relevant here. Because no, it's not, because they're just going to Arsenal anyway with the Ponder. Have they made a Lightning token, an Earth token, and a Ponder token this turn? Have they made all of them this turn? No. They played Toma Harvest into that, so yeah, they did. So I'm going to have to Oasis Respite this. I guess I could give them Stalagmite Crater Fist here and then throw Respite. I think I like that better. No, I'm just going to play Respite. Just going to play Respite on the Swarming Loomville here. This is just damage, so I'm just going to go to 32. Have you thought about fatiguing Briar? It's not something I've super considered. Like I was mostly under the impression that I should just play this like I do like any of the other hero that I should try to play this like I do Lexi, where I just I try to take my value turns when I can have them, and other than that, I'm just kind of like blocking out and playing things efficiently. That was my mentality coming into the game, but I've also never played against Briar as Oldhim, so Feels like if they're playing, there's some kind of like rites of replenishment or something that like is anti-fatigue though, isn't there? In most Briar lists. Oh, I would recommend testing fatigue. Briar can outvalue Oldhim. Rights requires Briar to be at a higher life total. Okay, so try going for the fatigue game plan. So this is going to be for probably 7. Let's start with Tunic Crown here and see what happens. Maybe let's swap to the fatigue plan and see what we can do here. Maybe that's a route we're gonna have to turn and look. We're gonna pay 2 and we're gonna pitch Blue Glacial here. So we get to keep our crown floating. Well, we're just gonna have to let them put cards back on top of their deck. Like they don't have a CMH they can put back on top. Maybe they're gonna put Tome of Harvest back on top. I don't know. Maybe this is like a time we're just supposed to like throw equipment here and like we just throw Crater Fist just throw Crater Fist in here because they're not gonna thorn me after this, I don't think. Did not say what they put on top there. Yep, so my opponent just passes. This is going to be their big turn, though. No. This is going to be their big turn, though. Like, this is the turn where they're going to try and go for broke because they have CMH in play. I have no idea how Oldhim's consistently get through 3 of these things. Like, how does Oldhim ever get through 3... Like, get through 3 CMHs? It blows my mind, honestly. Seven. So let's block 3. Let's go Sink Below. We'll throw the Choke Slam on the bottom. Okay, so I think here we're going to start with Crown and see what we can find. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe this is a Hope Stalagmite is bad for them turn. Like shot right here. Because we can block 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the Autumn's Touch and then keep one floating. And keep the crown floating for whatever they try to do next. Or I can block 6. Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a little bit of a chance here. I'm not, like, the only way I'm going to learn when to Stalagmite and when not to Stalagmite is by doing it. Is by just doing it and seeing what works and what doesn't work. Okay. So it obviously wasn't too much of an effect on them. We're going to use Autumn's Touch here. So we'll have one prevention left. They don't get the draw card. They activate Grasp, and then they're going to come in with Thorn here. No. We'll prevent 1 arcane damage here. Yeah, we're just going to have to go to 25. Go to 26. We had Crown floating. So we'll just pass to our opponent here. This is tough. The Staunch does help a little bit here, and we can pitch the Rouse the Ancients. Hopefully, there'll be a spot where we can pitch this and try to play around whatever they're doing here. God, they've got to get this glitch fixed on Talishar, where the cards stay popped up like that. That drives me crazy. I hate that. Like that's such a like dirty interface thing that I'm not a fan of. So again, let's use Stalagmite, and I'm going to Staunch for 8 here. So we're taking 1 going to 25 here. So they do have rights of replenishment. I think I need to get an arsenal here. Like I think I need to have an arsenal to be able to try and fight back with this, because we have Tunic Crown available to coming up this turn. I go back to my previous statement. I have no idea how people fatigue this. I always hear like Briar players talk about getting fatigued by Oldhim, and I'm just like, I have no idea how. Like, Oldhim used to like try and fatigue Fi, and I never understood that because they never did. I have never been fatigued playing Fi into Oldhim one time. Maybe this is different. I don't know. Let's go Tunic Crown, and I'm going to give them Crater Fist here on this because it seems worth. Because I really don't want to give them a card back. Our opponent makes a Rune Chant. So we pitch Terrace Under. I can Ice React here. Keeping them on 4 cards seems better than... Keeping them on 4 cards seems better than anything else we're trying to do. Choo! These rouses coming up together are tough. We do have Respite, thankfully, so... So he pitched into it, and I have AB1 here. I'm going to go ahead and Crown because I want to be able to... If he does hit 2... If our opponent hits 2 cards, I want to be able to block both of it. And they only hit an E-Strike here. We will pay the 1 here because we can still use Respite this way. And our opponent chooses Go again. So let's shut down Thorn. I'm not gonna pay anything because it doesn't matter. We're gonna take nothing and stay at 22. We'll Arsenal the Debilitate here and try to fight back a little bit. It's not looking too promising so far, but we're going to see what we can make happen. Earthfloor Surge is +3 at blue. So this is going to be for 7. So let's pitch Glacial. I guess I probably should have used my Staunch there and taken 1. I think I'm just going to throw Staunch in front of this, as crazy as that sounds, and then take 4 from the Thorn. God, that cannot be right. But I think it's my play here. He doesn't get any effect from the give and take by me doing this, which is kind of nice. Yep. And then we're going to go to 18, which is unfortunate. We have 1 block left on the Crater Fist here. I'm either going to have to hope to like find a Command and Conquer Pummel here, or like this hand is not good. I don't really understand how the ratios of reds to blues can get so off like this. Like, there's like 38 blues in my deck. They pick Go again, so this is for 8. So they pick Go again, so I'm going to say no blocks. I'm going to Ice React them. We'll put a card back on top of their deck. And then I'm going to play Staunch. We'll pitch 2 of our awkward reds away, and we'll cover all of this up. Now, this does have Go again, so if they have a 0 for 4 in their arsenal, we're forced to do this, which is fine. Man, the scary thing about our draws, like the way this game has gone, is that we're at 18 and they've only seen 1 CMH. And I know I spent the beginning of the game not blocking super effectively because I was trying to go value for value. Exude, Bramble Spark. What does this card even do? If you have dealt arcane damage this turn, you may put a non-attack action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. When you attack with Rites of Replenishment, if it was fused, you may put an attack action from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. So I get to block 6 and throw Hammer. I could throw Command and Conquer. That's probably, like, I don't get an Arsenal that way, and I really want an Arsenal here. They just choose to take 4 and go to 5. I think I'd rather play the line where I get to keep an Arsenal this way. Feels like a better line to me. Oh. It's like my opponent's just going to agree to take 4 here. My opponent has pitched some reds along the way, so they're definitely like preparing for a second cycle game here, which I can respect. Okay. So I could pitch Macho Grande. No, I don't like that. I just like blocking 6, ice reacting, and then throwing hammer. I think that's a solid play. Leaves us in a decent position. Something tells me they had a CMH there, and they just chose not to play it because they wanted to set up and try and arsenal it. So I think us ice reacting there leaves us in a pretty good spot of playing around that. Like I have nothing to like back that up with. It's just a feeling I have that they had CMH right there, and us forcing them to play it on a 4-card hand is a lot better than them getting to play it on a 5-card hand. They are setting up for the late game. I will give my opponent that. I need one of those Command and Conquers right now. Command and Conquer Pummel would be really good. I could... Let's go Tunic Crown and see what they do here. Like having a 5-card hand. So we block Pummel, Buckling Blow. We pitch our Winner's Bite to play the Channel Lake Frigid. And then we get to arsenal our Autumn's Touch here. I kind of like this play. And then we have a Command and Conquer turn. Now, there's what? There's 1 Pummel? No, there's 2 Pummels left in the deck. 2 Pummels, a Sink Below. We've seen both red staunches, and we've played 1 blue staunch. So we have 2 blue staunches, one of which you just put to the bottom a little bit ago. And they shuffle in CMH. So tomorrow is tough to beat, honestly. Like this is one of those times like when earlier I just like when this game started I made the comment I don't really know how you're supposed to fatigue Briar when they're playing Sotomorrows and they're playing Rites of Replenishment. Like it feels really hard to do. Hoping we can find a way to block this out and still play our Command and Conquer this turn. They'll probably just happily take their 5-card hand. But still, it is worth noting that we are taking away that option. Let's pitch Crown or pitch Glacial Footsteps to use Crown? Second Command and Conquer doesn't really help us here. Again, they're just going to go to 23 and take their 5-card hand here, but still, this is still a fine line. Drawing an Endless Winter last turn would have been cool. I will pay 1 for this. This is coming in for 7. I mean, let's block 7. Now they activate Grasp. They'll probably play another card, and then they'll come in with Thorn. Or if their card doesn't have Go again. So they just ended their turn. Okay. I mean, we'll throw Hammer for 4 because that's what our hand permits. And then we'll set up Tunic Crown. Now, they are going into their second turn of CMH, which is tough. Like, not really much else we can do here. Considering how that could have gone, though, I will take it. Let's see. We have a Blue Staunch left somewhere. That's tough, gang. I mean, yeah, like, so Taylor suggested to fatigue Briar. And, like, I take Taylor's word for it because he's a very good Briar player. But at the same time, I don't know how you're supposed to fatigue Briar. Like, just looking at this matchup on the surface, it seems nearly impossible. Especially if they're playing Sotomorrows. So we're going to have to take the Rune Chant here. Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to block a third Arcane. The Lightning Token gives them Go again. So I'm going to Tunic Crown here to stop the card, or so I can stop the card draw. Because I can go 6. We'll block 6, Crown soaks 1, and then they did pass to me. So I do get to Spinal them here. This is the reason I kept the Spinal. It's very doable. It's just a skill check from their end. I mean, I feel like that's fine on like a local level to some extent, but I don't know about like skill checking. Like skill checking a fatigue Briar, like skill checking Briar by trying to fatigue them at a like calling level event seems tough. Of course, I would have said that about Lexi too, and I ended up fatiguing 2 of them in the calling, so go figure that. They don't have their embodiment here, so they probably have to give me... They have to give me at least 2 cards here. If I'm lucky, they have to give me 2 cards in grasp. But I don't think I'm that fortunate. Okay. So we block Rouse and use Autumn's Touch here. Like, this can't have Go again, so I don't really know what they're up to here. Take 4. Take 4 to throw Rouse. I mean, I guess that's fair. What do they pick? Nothing? So we come in for 7, Go again here, and then we get to throw the hammer. So we took 4 to throw 11 and still have an arsenal here. Maybe we can use Ice Reaction to get out of this turn a little bit. Maybe we can try to hang on to Winter's Grasp and Channel here. That's honestly not a bad play. For 10, Go again, huh? Don't Ice React with Tunic up? Yeah, I mean, like, that's fine. I'm just thinking about if I block 7, go to 10, and then take 4 and go to 6, is Channel good enough to buy me another turn? Or am I just supposed to block? You think it probably is? So you think that's worth? I don't get an Arsenal, and I get to play Channel. Depends on their hand. I mean, sure, it always does, but... Alright, let's try it. Against my better judgment. I'm actually only going to go to 7. Because if they come in with Thorn here, I'm going to block one of it. So I'm going to go to 7. And then I'm going to try to let Channel bail me out here. Not really a... I mean, I don't know. Like, it's... I'm not a huge fan of this play, but I also don't know what choice I have at this point in the game. Well, they get Give and Take and Lightning Surge. That's a tough scene. Or no, they get 1 card here? No, they definitely get 2. I'm crazy. Did they only reveal 3 cards? Am I going crazy? Alright, they only revealed 3 cards. I am going crazy. I don't know. Alright, I'm losing my mind. I'm going to pitch to prevent it here. I mean, am I just dead? Am I blocking 8 here? Like, we block 8, we take 1, and then they thorn us to 2, and we're basically just hanging on. Or, I mean, I'm forced to block with everything here. They're going to Thorn us to 3, though. The only problem with this is that they get to shuffle. They don't get to shuffle. They do get to shuffle a CMH a Channel Mount Heroic back into their deck. They actually get to put it on top. Phew. So, yeah, they're going to get to put a CMH on top of their deck. I really wish it told me that they were doing that, but nothing I can do about that. Yep, we're going to pay 1 here and go to 3. There's like a super hefty chance I'm just dead here. Like, I don't know what else we're playing to at this point. Like, this is probably just for 7. Like, we have to take 1 here. We have Tunic to prevent 1 of the Arcane from Thorn. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. We're just dead. I was dead there regardless. So the crazy part is at the beginning of the game, I took like 8 damage that I didn't need to try and play this value game plan before we swapped to Fatigue. And I don't even know if that 8 extra damage would have like won me the game there. Like that 8 extra health at the end of the game, I don't know that that would have won me the game there. Something's happening to Carly in the other room. But I mean, we probably did get punished for the CLF bet. Like that late, it's probably wrong. Like, I don't know. Like, Channel Lake Frigid is a very good card. Like, but you are right. They are very late into the game. They have pitch stacked multiple blues, but we also saw back-to-back hands. They pitch stacked 4 reds to play Rites of Replenishment because of the way their hands were set up. So it could have been that hand. I wasn't like, I don't know. This is like, I don't know. Like, I also don't know how I feel about the 3 damage we took off of throwing the Rouse the Ancients card. Throwing Rouse the Ancients and putting them to 5 is awesome. I never attacked the rest of the game. I went to 13. I could have just like stayed at 15. Or I went to 13, so I could have stayed at 16. Save 3 life. And then I would have been able to just throw Hammer and Arsenal a card. Would I've probably ended up losing the game anyway? Yeah. But I did think, I don't know. I look back at that play and I don't think that us throwing Rouse and that was correct. Because we knew that they had 2 CMHs left in their deck. I don't know. Anyway. That was it for the night, guys. I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. 2-3 wasn't exactly the record I was hoping for. Especially after coming off of a pretty good calling run with this list. But, I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose is part of it. I'll be back on Thursday to play more games. Guys, if y'all watch me stream, 1, I really appreciate it, but 2, later in the week, I have a pretty cool YouTube video coming out that I am putting together. I'm getting the help of a friend to help me put a video together, and that's coming out later this week. So if you guys don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, be sure to check it out. There'll be a really cool deck tech coming in later in the week. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take it easy, guys.